You know, I'm not gonna lie. Kinda had a shitty day today. It was one of those days where I got so busy, I didn't realize I was having a shitty day. Until afterwards, you just come home and it's like, fuck. And you just like collapse into bed. And to be honest, the thing that really caused it was a suboptimal interaction with an Uber driver. That's kind of the one that thing that kind of set the mood of the day. Okay, so a little backstory. I recently had my third session of laser hair removal, and because of that, all of my hairs on my face are, I guess I could say, inflamed. I don't know. I don't mean inflamed. They're irritated because the hair follicles have just been damaged. So the skin's a little bit more red around each one. The hairs are, well, I think what's happening is the actual like the hairs are starting to come out, and so the thicker like follicles are starting to come out, and so they're more visible. It looks like it's thicker or something like that. And so it looks like I have a thicker stubble, and I can't shave all the way because it just kind of hurts to shave. And so I just I feel like I've gone backwards in my transition just temporarily. I mean, it's only gonna be a couple days until my face just kind of heals from the well, being blasted by a laser. But in the meantime, having to do a job and be around other people and shit like that, it makes you very conscious about yourself. Well, I got into my Uber ride this morning, and the guy turned out to be one of those people that doesn't really have any filter between what he thinks and what he says. He just kind of says whatever he thinks. Cause yeah, he was kind of a weird one, but not bad or anything. Just he said whatever he thought, whether it was like stupid shit or kind of funny shit or really like almost offensive shit. But so I got in, and he was like, or I told him where I was going. So he because if I go ahead and tell them where I'm going, the chances are they'll take that as a confirmation because they'll check because otherwise they're going to ask you your name and where you're going. But if you just go ahead and say where you're going, then they don't care. So I said that, and he said, "Okay, miss." That happens every so often, so cool. But then he turned around and looked at me at some intersection, and he was like surprised, like, "Oh," and he was like, "Ha, I thought you were a girl." I was sure wrong, and I did not know how to respond to that. I mean, I did respond to that. I said, "Well, I'm trans, so whatever." But inside, it's like, in what world is that a compliment? Because if I, if I considered myself male, that would be a very big insult. I think. You know what I mean? I feel like he was more being like a mirror because at the time I've kind of tried to settle down a little bit today because other shit happened and like hectic stuff, stuff that compounded under that. But the main thing is that at the time I took that. I didn't take that as like an insult. I didn't feel like he was aware of enough of what he was saying throughout the entire ride to mean anything malicious. He was just saying shit like a little kid. You know what I mean? Which is a bit disturbing if you think of like if there's not many processes going on in his head. But that's a different story. He drove okay. He was a great driver. Whatever. I took that as kind of like a reflection of how I felt, and that kind of compounded on how I felt shitty. So it made me feel really, really shitty throughout the day. You know? Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I think I'm just gonna go to bed and kind of just end the day, you know, because like I don't even know if I'm gonna salvage this day. It's been kind of meh, shitty. Well, shitty for my own fault. I've been kind of fucked up today. That's the real thing. Everything else has been fine. It's just I've been kind of fucked up because I allowed myself to get kind of like all frazzled from work and all that shit. So I'm just gonna end the day, go to sleep, and I'll kind of reset. It's the weekend tomorrow and the next day, so I'm just gonna probably stay home and fuck around with that old motor and then play some video games. You know, just that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you very much for watching. See ya!